死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなに人が多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳、ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランド、トライドまで。
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてるね。この世界、季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコ掴んでいいさ。そう言い張らせるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Wednesday, CobraCast before Mario Kart. So it'll be about an hour-long show. So I hope all of you are having a good day. Terry becomes a new member. Nas drops 5 gifted memberships. By the way, looks like the chat is back to normal. I did nothing, so I have no idea what happened. So YouTube can't make its mind up. So at least for now, the chat is back to normal. So I guess we'll just enjoy it while we can. Bender Alyssa says, hey, Jeremy, there's still traffic issues regarding the CobraCast Mania shirt on spring. I'm a bit worried I might miss out on getting the shirt. 199. Send me an email and screenshot me what you're seeing so I can tell them directly, because I haven't had anyone else have that particular issue. So if you want to email me, jeremy@geeksandgamers.com, and that way I can at least see what's going on with that. So I apologize for that. So hopefully we can get that situated. Again, it's all through spring, so I don't really have any control over it, but I can at least talk to them. You know what I mean? So Cole Hauser says, what's up, Jeremy? My friend, we'll just say for YouTube purposes, Modern Warfare 2, baby, praise Allah. The good white for $5. You know, unfortunately, I had to address something today. And I'm a little concerned, guys, and this wasn't comfortable for me to talk about. So I'm going to need all of you to, just be nice to me, send super chats through this difficult time, because I had to make a statement. And the statement was here. A few years ago in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, I said some words that hurt some people. After being educated about the harm that these words caused, I would like to say that I regret absolutely nothing. Fuck you. Make gaming great again. There you have it right there. So, and it was just a sarcastic response of like all these people that are always bending the knee to the mob, you know? So, I figured I would just go ahead and get out ahead of the curve. If there's any leaked gaming game lobby footage of me saying words that I can't say on YouTube, I would just like to clarify that, yes, I said them. No, I do not regret saying them. And I don't give a shit about your feelings. There you have it right there. So, but the comment section is pretty great. Krista says, I will never forget what you called me when we played Mario Kart together. It was a bad word. I'm not going to repeat it. So I responded with Do-Rag Vince, one of the greatest characters in the history of wrestling. We need Do-Rag Vince right now. We need Do-Rag Vince. We need him. Ripa, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I responded with, I just had a flashback, man. I just had a flashback. What were the words? Oh, you know what the words were. You know what the words were. There's Cole Hauser. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. And I responded there. I had this guy say, unless you say something bad about Nintendo, but you'd never do that because you're a good little corporate shill. And I responded and said, I literally criticized them last night on a stream and this morning on a stream. And, so I was able to use that response right there. And then he says, congrats on the participation trophy. Now join a real fight. And I said, I'm too busy playing Nintendo and Fortnite like a real man. So there you have it. So I've been having a little fun on Twitter today. But there is some stuff to talk about for sure in the world of politics. We're going to get into that. Mike S. says, brothers, been playing Gears of War again at the end of 2. Recently, Resident Evil. If you want some challenges, go back to the good stuff, FYI. Gears back in the day was awesome. I miss Gears of War. Bender says, sent the email I.199 Trump 2028. Thank you so much. Mike S. says, was a bridge involved? It might have been a time or two. And before you get upset, Cole Hauser has already given me the pass. So I'm good. So it's not even a problem. So we're good, man. I am covered. There's no issue at all. Fantastic Knox says, good day and hail. I said bad words back in my gaming days. Lots of Melanie Mac words. I regret nothing. Those were the good old days. They were indeed. Now, I'm going to show a disturbing picture for many of you. So if we have sensitive people in the audience, I just want to give fair warning. This is a very difficult image to show. And I don't want anyone to get upset by the imagery that we're going to show. So 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Right here. This is a very, very difficult image. And, as you see, what happened to him? Sydney Sweeney appeared in an ad. That is what happened right there. Sydney Sweeney appearing in an ad is definitely one of the most dangerous and horrific things we have ever seen in history. And I just thoughts and prayers to everyone that has been affected by this terrible situation. In fact, and I'm not making this up. An ESPN employee, a male ESPN employee, said that he was mortified. That is the exact quote. He was mortified by the Sydney Sweeney ad. Here's Clay Travis covering it right here. Listen to this.
Complete and total. What a complete and total. And I would just say this. How did ESPN allow this to happen? How do you hire men that are supposed to be talking overwhelmingly to a male audience, and you're paying someone substantial sums of money to say that you are mortified by a pretty girl in a blue jean advertisement?
It's amazing.
I just can't believe that ESPN employs this total who is, I think it's the same guy who said, like, on the day Hulk Hogan died, oh, Hulk Hogan's a racist. They published that at ESPN.com. And so nothing else about Hulk Hogan matters. They didn't publish, hey, Kobe Bryant is a homophobe. He was fine for using homophobic language on the day Kobe died. They didn't say on the day Kobe died, hey, Kobe will always be someone who was accused of sexual assault. He can never escape it. I've got a crazy idea. All of us contain multitudes, some good, some bad. When someone dies, natural human action is to try to be positive about the life that they led.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that the poor choices someone made is not a part of their overall life story, but focusing entirely on the negative on the day that someone dies is, to me, indefensible. And employing somebody who's mortified because there's a pretty girl in an ad is indefensible. If you wonder why ESPN has lost the culture and why they now have to beg people like Pat McAfee to come work for them, it's because they don't represent normal dudes.
Correct.
They can't create stars anymore. Normal dudes come out of social media. Normal dudes come out of
normal
the internet.
dudes.
Normal dudes come out of YouTube. They don't come out of the ESPN.
What did the
represent normal dudes?
What did the AI pick up to say? Hey, God,
they can't create stars anymore. Normal dudes come out of social media. Normal dudes come.
He said normal dudes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Normal dudes come out of social media. Normal dudes come out of the internet. Normal dudes come out of YouTube. They don't come out of the ESPN universe anymore. And I think that's why the ESPN brand is on terminal decline.
I agree with everything Clay Travis said. And even the White House has gotten involved in this situation right here. The White House is firing back at outrage over American Eagle's Sydney Sweeney ad, which reads, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, a play on great genes. Some of the left slammed it for promoting whiteness and thinness. Like, this warped, moronic, dense liberal thinking is a big reason why Americans voted the way they did in 2024. They're tired of this bullshit. And that really is what this is all about right here. The fact that they're trying to make Sydney Sweeney be their new enemy just shows how absolutely insane they've become. And while Sydney Sweeney is their enemy, they promote people like Dylan Mulvaney. It's absolutely insane. The level of insanity that we're at is crazy. The left has decided that this is their new Hitler right here. Sydney Sweeney, to my knowledge, has not said anything political. She's never said that she's MAGA. She's never said anything anti or pro MAGA, to my knowledge. There's been speculation that she is, but who cares what it. The fact is we don't know, and that's exactly what we should be judging her on, is not her political opinion, but her assets, which I think she has a couple of great assets. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. I think she has great assets. And, chat, you can judge for yourself if you think she has great assets. I think she does. I think she has a great personality. And I respect her. And the fact that the left has decided this is their new enemy is absolutely insane. So good on them. Now you got the White House getting involved in it. It's just going to continue to destroy them in the eyes of many within the culture. And that's where we are. So anyway, yes, she does have a great personality. She absolutely does. JRG Project says the reason why Sydney Sweeney is getting so much backlash is because the dating market is so trash and the BS men put up with in 2025. Sweeney is exactly what every man wants. That's the truth. 100%. 100%. Jake the Movie Geek says, have you seen the guy on Piers Morgan screaming like a woman about Sydney Sweeney? I have not seen that one yet. I have not seen that one. But is it on Twitter? Let's see. Let me go to Piers really quick. Piers Morgan Uncensored. Because he likes to upload like the highlight clips or whatever. Is this it? That's like a 2-minute clip right there. Wait, Mark Lamont Hill says it's racist.
White women are normal, but so you used the word normal and talked about it in the context of this white woman. White women are normal, but so are other people. The problem is, historically, we have only normalized white people. And so we've made white women's bodies, white male bodies, the norm. And we've made everything else less human, less beautiful, less real. And so when we say good genes,
for all of my criticisms of Beyonce, I can't stand Beyonce. Beyonce has been one of the most universally accepted female entertainers in history. She is overwhelmingly loved by so many people within the mainstream and beyond. Like, as much as I can't stand her and as much as I think she's overrated as crap, I can't deny her massive popularity. to the point where Beyonce has gotten so popular that she herself has decided to become more white than black. Look it up if you don't believe me. Beyonce looks like a white girl more than she looks like a black girl. What are you going to say about that, Mark Lamont Hill?
Are the
what
ones
a load of crap. Honestly, I'm sorry, Mark. If I may jump in on my own show.
All right, Piers, let's go. By the way, and it's not just Beyonce. Like, I personally think that the single greatest female entertainer is Janet Jackson. And if you go back and look at Janet Jackson in the 90s, bro. Janet Jackson in the 90s, amazing personality, okay? But this is just nonsense. What he's saying is absolute nonsense.
What a load of crap. I saw Beyonce do a jeans ad. Everybody drooled over it. I loved it. Thought she looked hot when she did. Right? I mean, what are you talking about, man? This is... let me ask you a straight question. Let me ask you a straight question. Does
Whitney
Sydney
Houston,
Sweeney...
yep.
Does Sydney Sweeney have bad genes?
Diana
Yes or
Ross?
No. I don't think she has bad genes.
Does she have good genes? Does she have good genes?
No. Again, you're trying for these gotchas. If you
So
just
she doesn't
listen,
have good or bad genes?
the whole point is to argue that good and bad genes itself is a bad idea. It's a racist
Why can't
idea.
you have good
God.
genes,
Why
Mark?
is it racist?
If
Why
you all
can't
would
you
allow
have
me
good
to
genes?
answer.
Like,
All right, I'm going to.
okay, LeBron James, another person that I can't stand, is probably the single most gifted athlete I have ever seen in professional team sports. No, he's not a better basketball player than Michael Jordan, but LeBron James' physical gifts are, you can't argue his physical gifts. You can't do it. Does that mean he has good genes? Yes, that's what that means. He has good genes. Like, good Lord, man.
Respond, and I'm going to hope that you don't interrupt me as I answer. Okay? Because again, no one else has been interrupted except the people who disagree with you. What I'm saying is,
Stop being so precious,
the
please.
word you listen. The word eugenics literally means good genes. It literally means that etymologically. The point here is to judge human beings based on their genes and to decide that you have good genes and you have bad genes isn't in and of itself a racist project. That's the point. So no, it's not that I think that I have good genes and you can't say anyone else has good genes. I'm saying let's get rid of the good genes narrative, particularly when it's based on hair and eyes and body type. Why? Because those things are racially coded. In other words, if I say that straight hair is good genes or blonde hair is good genes, and no, I'm not after watching an ad, Googling someone to figure out their natural roots, you'd be shocked to know how many people don't do that. If I'm doing these things and I see your eye color and your hair as a sign of your good genes, then that means someone who has a different hair or eye color doesn't have good genes. And the last thing I'll say is if you look historically at ads, at culture,
it doesn't though, does it? Calm down. Calm down. It doesn't actually mean that.
No,
hang on. No, I will speak on my own show. So just calm down. Stop being so precious. My instruction about shouting was between the four of you, not me. It's my show. I do what I like.
Yes, I don't care if it's
my
your show.
point is this.
If you interrupt me in the first minute, it's bad form. I'm saying that if you let the guest who agreed with you talk for 3 minutes, then don't allow me to talk for more than 1 second. You literally didn't let me finish the first sentence.
You have literally done more talking than all three other guests put together, multiple by 2 or 3. So
that's not true, but my issue with you interrupting was not at this point, it was at the first 10 seconds. My point was just to interrupt me in the first 10 seconds. So
Can you calm down? Can you calm down?
I'm not angry. I'm talking over you.
Right.
Can I jump in here,
I have
Pierce?
blue eyes. Right. I also have good genes.
Okay, so would you consider, would it be racist to say that Janet Jackson has good genes? Would it be racist to say Janet Jackson has good genes? I would say Janet Jackson has very good genes. Oh man, would that be racist? This is absolutely fucking retarded, dude. This is absolutely retarded. Yes, Janet back in the day, great personality, okay? Fantastic personality.
Particularly on my mother's side, because my skin is surprisingly good for a person of my age, because my mother's side all had good skin. You got a problem with that?
That's pretty crazy that that Mark Lamont Hill's been doing this for a long time now. There was another clip right here.
All of the marketing campaigns, we have done how many segments on television about the elevation of obesity? You see people who are massive that now we're saying it's a good thing, right? It's great. Let's celebrate everyone who's unhealthy and obese. If this ad was an African-American, if this ad was a Hispanic girl, no one would be saying a peep. Frankly, I think if this ad was a white girl like me with brown hair, brown eyes, I got a little Spanish in me, I got a little Italian in me, I'm Sicilian, I got some African in me, I don't think anyone would be saying anything either. This is utterly ridiculous. The only people who are offended by this ad are people who choose to be offended by everything.
100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. And this is why you never, ever, ever worry about what these people have to say. You never give in to them. It doesn't matter. We have all been around normal people. We have all had normal conversations with normal, everyday people. And normal, everyday people are not obsessed with race and gender and sexual orientation. They're just not. So when you interact with someone that is obsessed with these things, you understand that they are not to be taken seriously. They are meant to be laughed at. They are meant to use sarcasm against them. Use as much sarcasm as you possibly can with these people because they are not to be taken seriously ever.
Either you choose to see racism in everything, or you choose to see sexism or misogyny. I noticed that a whole lot of women online were mad about this ad because they were jealous. It was so obvious. Now they're saying that this woman is against the body positivity campaign because she's skinny. So let's just say the truth. Sydney Sweeney is a sex symbol. She is a young, hot woman. She is objectively attractive. That is all this ad was about. Now, why has the stock skyrocketed for this company? The reason this ad has done so well is, yes, because it creates controversy and we all talk about it and we debate, and American Eagle is very smart and they knew that, but also because there is a growing segment of the population just like me that is saying that is so tired of walking on eggshells to cater to people like Mark's sensitivities. Frankly, I don't care if you're offended.
Yes, thank you. This is what we have to keep saying. I don't care if you're offended. Your being offended means nothing to me. You being offended is a you problem. It has zero to do with me, and no one should apologize to you because you're offended. Nobody. If you live in a world where you need other people to apologize for your hurt feelings, that is a you problem. Simple, end of discussion.
You could put an ad out and offend this person over here or that person over there. Everyone is always going to get offended by something. Who cares? Here's the bottom line. Stop getting so offended. If you see everything through the lens of race, that's your problem. That's not Sydney Sweeney's problem. That's not American Eagle's problem. If you see everything through the lens of misogyny, it's the same conversation over and over again.
Hey, that chick is badass. There we go. All right. So thanks for telling me about that. That's a good clip right there. But ultimately, this is where we are. And it's going, I don't think that this is going to slow down. I do think that we're going to continue to hear this discussion. But, look, man, if you guys want, we do have a new show. All right. So we have a brand new show that will hopefully be less offended or less offensive for the people out there. So here we go right here. Okay, so this should be less offensive because we have representation. So here we go. So we have great representation. There's Donald Trump. Here we have a big fat she fell down with the burgers. We got Barack Hussein Obama. So we have him. So that should make everybody happy. Oh! Wow. Okay. Seriously, why is Big Mike not in the UFC right now? Why is this not happening? Big Mike needs to be in the UFC right now. Holy crap. Oh no, she's drinking. I haven't watched all of this yet. So I'm seeing this for the first time outside of that. I saw Trump, so I didn't know if the whole thing was Trump. So now here we are with Nancy drinking as usual. AOC Diddy with the baby oil. No. I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for that one. Holy crap. That's a very fitting picture of Hillary right there. Very fitting. Who else do we have? Joe Biden as Walker. All right. It should have been fat JD Vance. Freaking Kanye, dude. And I think that's the end of it right there. So here we go. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, hey, Jeremy, race hustlers gotta hustle. If I rolled my eyes any harder, they'd pop out of my head. CLM, chat lives matter. MLM, mod lives matter. And hail the 199. Thank you, John Murdoch. I'm so glad these names are back to normal. Jake, the movie geek says, I got that one. So your $5 went a long way, Jake. Went a long way. Good stuff, brother. Right, the guy says Sydney Sweeney did nothing wrong, and she looks amazing in those jeans. Yes, she does. Yes, she does indeed. JRG Project says, as silly as it may seem, the Sweeney debate is essential if Western civilization wants to get its birth rate up, or will end up like Japan. These cultural norms are critical to our survival. You are correct. You are correct. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, abnormal nudes come out on Tuesday night's main event. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, F the new Hitler over and over and over. River Miles says, LeBron can read books upside down and backwards. Pretty good genes. Well, he does have good genes. And, and that's just, you can't deny that LeBron has good genes. And listen, I'm a little concerned about LeBron right now. We've got some issues, and I think we need to address this right now. Poor LeBron James. LeBron James has reportedly sent a cease and desist to an AI company that allows users to make AI videos of him, according to the Daily Mail. AI videos of James being pregnant and on his knees have gone viral on social media. Would you like to see the AI videos? Here we go. Now, these are for educational purposes only. I am not making these videos in order to laugh at LeBron James. I think this is horrendous behavior, and I think no one should ever make memes of anyone. So I am doing this just to show my audience so that they can be educated on the dangers of AI. Okay? I'm just showing the dangers of AI. So these are examples.
LeBron James took legal action after an AI company went viral by using him to make brain rot. The videos of the NBA star were all over our FYPs, forcing LeBron to send a cease and desist letter to stop them from using his likeness in the AI videos. According to 404 Media, users were actively learning how to create the AI videos of LeBron after many went viral. Last month, mods told members they decided to remove all realistic people models from the platform.
I'm scared to see what else is in this video. I'm scared to see. But again, this is educational only. I am just trying to educate my audience on the dangers and the horrors of AI and why this has to be stopped.
After the legal issues with the basketball player.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Why is he mad? Like, what is there to be mad about? Good Lord, man. What a pussy. LeBron James is a pussy, okay? As I've said many times, I grew up watching basketball in the 90s and the 2000s, okay? The fact that LeBron James is always flopping and being a pathetic bitch, and now he's suing AI companies for memeing on him. He is the worst thing that's ever happened in professional sports. Like, he has all this talent, and he is just such a pathetic loser. He's so pathetic. But yes, I wanted to show everybody that because it's very, very important that we understand what LeBron James is dealing with. And, he's going after them right now. And again, the internet is the internet, man. The internet is a wonderful place as long as you understand how to navigate it. And, it's not always like, of course, like I get memed all the fucking time. Like I said, the best thing about me is that my own chat says worse shit about me than the people that hate me. That's the funniest part of this whole thing. Like, the people that hate me, my chat calls me gay. The people that hate me call me racist. My chat's meaner to me than my haters. You know what I'm saying? My chat doesn't call me racist. My chat, that's a compliment in 2025. My haters are out there calling me a racist and a misogynist. And I'm like, my chat calls me gay. That's worse. So, like, what the fuck? So anyway, I hope everything works out for LeBron James. And we'll see what happens. My guess is Mark LeBron brushes his teeth so clearly he's in the KKK. Phil says these liberals would hate the Spanish weather girls. I salute those Spanish weather girls. Rob says, Jeremy, they can't praise someone because they have an inferiority complex, so they have to put people down to elevate themselves. This is true. iCrux says, pull up a pic of Mariah Carey, always be my baby vid. Mariah Carey back in the day was super hot as well, but I would still take Janet Jackson. But you can't go wrong with either. Two Tires says, call it like it is. The only people who are offended by Sweeney are the racist and self-loathing people. It's the truth. You are correct. Norm Alman says, after seeing that, I am cheering for the asteroid. Samuel says, hey, I'm trying to spread the word since you're live, but the quartering just reported that Kids Online Safety Act was reintroduced to Congress, and they're going to ban YouTube in Australia under 16. Yeah, I've heard some stuff about that with Australia. I actually have some stuff pulled up to talk about in reference to some of the online stuff. It looks like Trump and the White House have gotten involved in that story. Right here. President Trump's administration has now warned the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, very sternly, you must stop threatening U.S. tech companies as part of your censorship efforts, according to the Telegraph. Trump is playing no games with Starmer. Better listen. This comes following the UK's new Online Safety Act that has gone so far as to restrict people who can see on X. So that is going on right now. And, this is why Trump is so fucking important to so many layers of what's going on, not only just in this country, but around the world. He's the only one that's going to fight back. He's the only one that's going to fight back against this stuff. The rest of them, they have no backbone. Right here, this is essentially what people are seeing in the UK, from what I understand, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know if some of you can confirm this or not, but this is very, very, very scary stuff. So as you see, again, Trump sent a strong warning to stop threatening U.S. tech companies and free speech. So I've got to, again, a lot of this broke last week, a lot of this stuff, and I was out of town, so I didn't have a ton of information. I'm pretty sure next Tuesday, if Savvy is back, because Madam Savvy is really good about covering a lot of this stuff and getting into the details of it. So hopefully we can get her back and we can talk about it. But I'm just thankful that we have President Trump to stand against this right now, at least in the United States of America. I feel bad for people in other parts of the world that are having to deal with this, but this is the importance of President Trump. Like, if you want to get caught up on one issue, again, it's the single issue voter bullshit where you have all these people like criticize the Epstein stuff. I have, but when people are just like tying their entire support to President Trump over this Epstein situation. I'm like, I can't deal with single issue voters. I can't do it. Like like it's so retarded. Like you're going to miss all of this other stuff that Trump is doing for this country. And, you know, standing against all of this other things, he's changed the culture, fundamentally changed the culture right now. And so I'm glad that we have someone like him to continue to move us forward. And I hope that his stance on this will have impact throughout the world. So let's see here. JB24 says, I'm offended by Sweeney ad. She's an American wearing a Canadian tuxedo. That's cultural appropriation. I demand she take it off. I'll wait. Magnum North says, this woman is based. Talking about the one that was on Piers Morgan. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, by assuming good genes is a white people thing, you're assuming only white people have good genes. Thus, you're literally pulling a weight for racist. It's wild how they have no self-awareness when they say this shit. Mike S says, we are winning. EBM says they are playing on the first Brooke Shields Calvin Klein advertisers, which played on the same theme of good genes and good genes. Yeah, they're just, again, these people don't even know what they're offended over half the time. Jason J says, what the actual F? Nicole Kidman suing her daughter? Really? I haven't heard about that. Thomas, let's see. Thomas the Terrible for 5 says, I have a shirt for being a Gen X. On back it says, fuck your feelings. I was born in 72. Hail the snake pit. Hit MAGA 199. Thank you. Magnum North says, LeBron James is the king of hot dog eating contest because he loves fat one. He really is the worst, man. He really is. Jeremy Cyborg says, Tree Bear redid the Big Mike image from that clip. I don't think I want to see this. I really don't think I want to see this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tree Bear. Oh, my goodness. That is crazy. Big... Big Mike's gonna be so mad. Let's see. Slain Hope says American Eagle is surprisingly affordable. $35 jeans. Fantastic Knox says Kobe had good genes, not so much with LeBron. Mike S says lol LeBron duh. Your Barmy says don't take LeBron's sunshine away. Mike Hill says reports of Donald Trump was seething after watching South Park. I don't know. Mike S says, thank you for your intuitive reporting and insight into LeBron James, the wannabe Jordan GOAT. Well, there's no planet where LeBron will ever be as good as Jordan, and anyone that has that opinion should never be taken seriously. That's just not the truth. Michael Jordan is far and away the greatest basketball player to ever live, and no one probably will ever come close, but LeBron James certainly will never be close to Jordan. Mike S says, Trump will always win, y'all. It's how it is. Mike S says, Trump's been cooking. It's only been 6 months. Trump's planning for years and decades. Be patient, y'all, and build your families and successes. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I'm approaching this is like, I've got a good opportunity over these next 3 years to really elevate, Geeks and Gamers and everything that we're doing. And obviously CobraCast falls in line with that. So I think we have a great opportunity, and I'm taking full advantage of the opportunities we have because of President Trump. And I'm very happy about that. Someone that's not happy about President Trump would be one Nancy Pelosi. That's right. Nancy Pelosi is very, very upset with President Trump. Now, why is she upset? Why? Well, she's upset because President Trump had a few things to say today. And we're going to show you that. I got to pull up the True Social post because Trump was kind of going ham a little bit earlier on True Social. And he's upsetting the right people. And that's what we love, is when he upsets the right people. Let me see if I can find this really quickly. I know I had these things bookmarked earlier. I've had way too many things bookmarked at this point in time. Okay, here we go right here. So here's one of them right here. So this is Trump on True Social. Until this happens, nothing will change. It's like Trump sounds like the people that are always criticizing Trump on the right, and they're like, nothing ever changes or nothing will happen. And it's like, yeah, Trump feels the same way, bro. You know what I mean? He also said it's time to indict Obama, the traitor, for treason. I love that the leader of the free world, the president of the United States of America, is putting this type of stuff out there on social media. And it's making them very uncomfortable. He also had a few things to say about one alcoholic, Nancy Pelosi. If I could find it. Why is it not showing up? I guess I'll have to search it out. I did bookmark it earlier, but I guess it's let me see, Nancy Pelosi. And this is something that a lot of us have known for a while. Where is it at? All right, here it is. Oh, it wasn't on True Social, right here. So here's Trump right here.
Things very carefully, and this just happened. So I'll take a look at it. But conceptually, I like it. And what I do think is Nancy Pelosi should be investigated, because what she has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street, save a few. How did that happen? It happened by, she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock, and then the stock goes up after the announcement's made. And she ought to be investigated.
And so Nancy Pelosi appeared on CNN, and she wasn't very happy with Jake Tapper asking her about that.
This afternoon, President Trump mentioned you, and he made an allegation about your investments. I want to roll that clip and then give you a chance to respond.
What's up? What are we doing here?
Seem to be having some sort of
investments.
let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue.
Nancy Pelosi does not want this. Like, she's trying to like move from it. Like, so she's like, thank goodness. So Nancy Pelosi sabotaging the video. Okay, we know she sabotaged the video because she doesn't want them to hear it. So here's Jake Tapper reading it.
Seem to be having some sort of
investments.
let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk.
Dude, she is very uncomfortable right now. She is very uncomfortable.
Let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
Yeah, but I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please. We're going forward here, and I'm very proud of my...
I don't know. It sounded like she says I'm not into it, but my husband is. But I think she wasn't. I think she was misspeaking, but it does sound like she was admitting something. I don't think she was admitting what we think she was. I think she's an old senile bitch who misspoke, but it did sound like she was admitting that.
Family, and while he might make fun of us, while somebody inspired by him breaks into our home and hits my husband in a deadly fashion, hits my husband over the head, and he thinks that's a riot, I'd rather not go into some of my other complaints about him right now. Rather to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid and Medicare. What a triumph, a great pillar of economic and health security for the American people. We had over the weekend a Caring Across Generations initiative of a 60-hour vigil of all of us taking turns, myself, my daughter, my granddaughter, and all the rest taking turns over 60 hours to tell stories of how all of this, what all this means in people's lives. We, since all this has emerged, have had 300,000 calls.
The fact that she was doing anything she could to avoid that topic, and she is trying to make, I don't know if he follows up at all. There's still 40 seconds left, so we'll see.
From our Californians, 2 people in Republican held districts, for them to call the constituents to call their Republican members of Congress who have voted for this shameful, dirty, filthy, stinking, lousy, rotten, anything but beautiful act. And now we are engaged in the Save Medicaid Summer. So today is the 60th anniversary. It's something to be very, very proud of. And instead of what the Republicans are doing to deprive people of access to health care who need it so badly, people with disabilities who need it so badly, for the children.
Let me ask you,
who need it so badly.
Polling over.
All right. I guess he didn't follow up with her, but I'd see this post right here. Over the past decade, Nancy Pelosi has openly and repeatedly called for Trump to be imprisoned. Don't whine when it comes back at you, Nancy.
Tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi escalating her war of words against the president. Politico reporting that during a meeting Tuesday, she was pressed by Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler to start impeachment proceedings. NBC News has learned from a congressional source in the room. Pelosi then said about the president, "I don't want to see him impeached. I want to see him in prison." Pelosi has indicated she wants the president prosecuted after leaving office. Pelosi is facing pushback from a growing number of Democrats calling for an impeachment inquiry, up to 60 House members. But Pelosi insists it's too soon.
We're following the facts. We'll take them where they lead us.
According to Politico, Judiciary Chairman Nadler told some Democrats he might subpoena Robert Mueller in the next 2 weeks. Nadler has said he's confident Mueller will come in soon, but it will be behind closed doors. Tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi escalating her war of words against the president.
So yeah, I mean, don't get upset when it's come back around you full circle now, Nancy Pelosi, you piece of shit. So we'll see how that one goes. But I was just glad to see her very, very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable with President Trump calling her out. And now she just was like, you don't have to read this. You don't have to read that. You don't talk about this. Yes, Nancy, we should talk about it. We should talk about it constantly. How is she still a thing is my question. How is Nancy Pelosi still a thing? I mean, how old is she? She's got to be like 150 at this point. It's crazy. Do you know what's not crazy? Legalize adulthood with a proper 199. And says Dave Rubin called. He says he understands the fuss over this American. He doesn't understand the fuss over this American Eagle ad. He said he watched it and didn't see the weenie or a guy named Sweeney in the ad. He said the whole thing just left him feeling very deflated and limp. Resident IDOT here, LFG. Thank you, Legalize Adulthood in the house. Thank you, brother, for the proper 199. And since we're talking so much about Sydney Sweeney, we might as well play. Hang on. Why is my StreamYards messing up? I can't even get to get my StreamYards to move right now. StreamYards is completely broken. It won't let me. It won't let me scroll to anything. I can play this one, though.
I'm so happy you love the first drop of my collection of Frankie's bikinis. We have more dreamy pieces coming our way. So tap to sign up for early access so you can get more information.
There you go. I legit can't move my StreamYards right now. So I can't make it do anything, which is kind of wild. At least my media files, I can't do it. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. StreamYards is garbage. StreamYards is absolute garbage, and it has been for a long time. Legalized Adulthood also dropped 20 gifted memberships. Thank you legalize adulthood. Appreciate you, brother. And Raider just dropped a $63.36 super chat. Raider always dropping those random numbered super chats. Thank you, Raider. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you here, brother. And thank you, Legalize Adulthood. Grant D's Nuts for 10 says, just watched, let's see. I don't know who that is, but they roasted Joey Swole. Joey's crash out is one of the most epic I've seen. The Swole train may be derailed, but Hulkamania lives on forever. I heard the Hodge twins are roasting him as well. So, you know, I mean, again, the Hodge twins, he follows them. He follows Myron Gaines. If he thinks that people like Myron Gaines and the Hodge twins aren't going to roast him, he's got another thing. Or does he think that the people that are going after him for cosplaying as Hogan, what do you think those people are going to say when they find out that you're following the Hodge twins and Myron Gaines? This is why you never apologize to these freaks. You never apologize to these freaks. Magna Norris says, Naughty Nancy has 60% return on investment. How is this possible? Corruption. Magnum Norris says, Queen Sugarfoot. NDI says, say it like as say it, hot dog. Rob says, LeBron's AI number is 23, while his Lakers number is 6. LeBron is being punked. Mike S. says, Trump's winning and only losers are attacking him. Marlena says, still waiting on my Uncle Oddot shirt and Alcatraz shirts. Both show in production. I will email you. Thank you. And I'm dealing with the same thing. I haven't received any of my stuff yet, but you will get it. Most people have gotten their stuff. The Under Armour Gamer says, I bought a tank and my account says I didn't buy anything. I have confirmation email. Send me all of that. Mike S. says, how could people like Angry Joe even pretend to be on a moral high horse at this point? It's insanity. Joe, I just laugh at Angry Joe at this point. That's all I do. Magnum Norris says, Ryan always knows the final solution. Fantastic Knox says, so apparently cackling Kamala won't be running for California governor. Maybe she's going to try to run for POTUS in 2028. If so, that will be a shit show. Yes. So Kamala Harris announced she is not running for governor of California. That was heavily rumored. So she's not running for governor of California. And a lot of people are speculating she's going to run for president in 2028. And a lot of people on the left are like, please, Kamala, no. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And Varanid with 5 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Jonathan Wiskin says, the UK pulling anime cartoons, and every time I respond calling them British retards, my post keeps getting limited visibility and ask me to verify I'm human. The Brits are effing retards. Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy over there. It really is. Hopefully everything, we are like, I know that like with Trump winning and a lot of people felt like, okay, this is a huge moment, and it was a huge moment, but like we are, it so quickly can slip back into insanity. And, Trump has done so much good. He's only one man and he's done so much amazing stuff, but there's just so much craziness going on right now around the world. And the censorship is out of control. The worst thing that you can have is your own voice, because the powers that be do not like when you have your own voice. They can't stand it. They can't stand when people have, when they think critically, that they don't like it. They want you to accept everything that you're being fed, and they don't want you to question anything. And the more that people do that, the more uncomfortable the powers that be get. And I do believe that Trump and MAGA represent the very thing that the people in power do not want. They do not want people to have that sense of individuality. They don't like it. They don't want it. And it's why they hate Trump. And that's why they've done everything they can to stop him. And it has not worked up to this point at all. So, okay, we got to end it there because I've got another stream. So this will raid my D-Day Cobra Gaming stream. If you're interested, we got a long night of Mario Kart ahead of us. So thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys over there if you're interested. And Barry says W stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. Whenever you guys do say that, I'm like, all right, at least I did a decent job. They called me gay the whole time. But at the end of the stream, you're like, W stream. That is cool. Thank you. The Smokes is not a gamer. The fuck's that supposed to mean? I play Fortnite and Mario Kart, motherfucker. I'm the definition of an alpha male gamer. Okay? Anyway, thank you guys. Have a good evening. And I cannot get to my ending screen, so I guess I'll just have to say goodbye, everyone. So, bye, everyone.